tell us about Akron? They got a lot of size. Maybe the best front line you guys have faced so far this year?
It very well could be. Zeke Marshall is 5 blocks a game, and he changes probably another 10. So he's certainly a factor. They got experience on the front line, and they've got youth. I think that's a good combination.
One guy played in the World University Games for Serbia. What do you see from him?
He's good. Kovic, I think it is. He played really well last night. They played and beat Detroit pretty handily last night. He played, I think, probably his best game last night. Very assertive. And Diggs has been, game in and game out, their best player. So that's a good front line.
Foul trouble against Valpo, but what did Duquesne do to get to him?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job of pressuring him. Really spread him offensively. Really spread him. They kind of took Marshall out of the equation by spreading.
When you have a shot going, do you go at him?
Yeah, we're going right at him. Trying to get down, it's not to throw a grenade and maybe go a little stronger.
Notice the last 4 games, your defense has scored less. I mean, you've given up less points. Are you seeing that from your defense?
We're getting better. We're making rotations. We've obviously done a much better job of rebounding the ball. We're getting there. We got a long way to go, but we're getting there. When you don't make any rotations, it makes it really hard and allows people to get really easy shots. We've rotated better, and we've helped them recover a little bit better. The easy part's get them to help. The hard part's get them to help and then recover back.
Why is KJ such a good rebounder?
He's got great hands. He's got great hands, and he's got a great determination to hit the ball. The guy told me when I was in high school, he said, he said, I never saw anybody get one, didn't try. And he tries. He goes every time. When you go every time, you're going to get something. And he's got those big light shoulders. He's hard to block out. He's got great hands.
Is there a secret knack, though? I mean, being in the right place at the right time?
I think it's just getting there. I think if you look at the guys who have been great rebounders in basketball history, they've all gotten there. They go and they go and they go, and then they've all had great hands. They've just had great hands. I think, ironically, most of those guys weren't great jumpers. They had a great base. They were hard to move. They had great hands.
I think he's getting comfortable in his body now. I mean, he was a 260 guy last year, but maybe played like a 220 guy. Is he playing more like a 260 guy this year to you?
No, I think he felt pressure to do things that were really out of character for him. A lot like Truck did at Kent State game. You got to do what you're good at doing. And I think he's very comfortable being Kevin Jones now and doing what Kevin Jones does.
Is he more like those good big guys you had at Cincinnati? Getting closer to that in your mind?
Yeah, I think so. He's I think more versatile than what a lot of those guys were. Those guys were primarily paint guys. I think the ones you're talking about. Obviously there was only one Kenyon, athletically. But yeah, I think he's more versatile. He can step out and make shots a little bit better, I think. And probably not quite as good around the rim as what most of them were really, but more versatile.
You happy with the way he's talking on the floor and getting those guys organized?
He's been terrific. I don't have any negatives whatsoever about what he's done. He's been, he's been, I think, very instructive, but at the same time very positive with them. And I think when it's time to kind of call somebody out, he's done that as well. So, and when you work as hard as he does on a daily basis, it's hard for those guys to argue with. He comes in every day. And Truck's been good too, and Dennis really for that matter. Those 3 guys have been really good. But KJ has been from pretty much the day locked in there. You know what you're going to get every day from him.
Great examples for those young guys.
Yeah, the best. And we've been very fortunate. When I first got here, Darius Nichols was a great example for guys, and Joe Alexander had a great work ethic. And then of course Deshaun carried on, and now KJ's kind of picking up the man.
Coaches will probably have a pretty good evaluation of what your guys can do. When they finish up these next 3 games, are they going to have a better understanding of where they're at and what they can do?
I don't know. guys keep asking me questions I can't answer. I don't know what they're thinking. I wish I did. I don't know. I think we're gonna play people more like the people that we're gonna play the rest of the year. You know, once January starts. I really honestly I don't know. I will have a little bit better idea, but I'm not sure they will. They still think they can do things they can't.
I think your next 4, 16-4 record, pretty tough stretch coming up. Combined record of those 4 teams.
Yeah, you know, and Akron went down and beat Mississippi State. Their only loss, and Mississippi State went and beat some really good people in New York. Good teams, good coaches. You know. Keith does a great job coming in here Monday. You know, Rick's the winningest coach in the history of Mississippi State, and Frank will probably end up being the winningest coach in the history of Kansas State. So, and Jim Larinaga, obviously, his resume speaks for itself. So, yeah, we're going to have to play because I'm not going to have coaching.
Different styles too. A lot of variety.
Oh, it's on this side?
Yeah, I mean it is, but it all comes down to who gets the most easy shots. Whether you get it off the offensive glass or whether you get it through your defense, you've got to find a way to get easy shots, easy baskets.
Sort of along that line, an interesting test for Dennis to go against a pretty skilled 7-footer on both ends in this one.
You know, I think the good thing about Dennis is Dennis has played against a lot of really good bigs. You know, when you think about it, he's played against the bigs in our league. You know, when we've gone outside the league, he's played against the bigs. Dennis will be fine. You know, Dennis has just got to get his head up and make the easy ones that he gets. You know, it's not a matter of him not getting quality shots. He just hadn't made a lot of the quality shots he's got.
How much have you seen in the last year his game evolve? I mean, before it was that hook shot, and that was, you know, really his strength. But now it seems like he has developed so many other parts of his game.
Well, he's worked so much harder. You know, I think the biggest thing Dennis had to learn was how to work hard, and he's certainly doing that. He's been a couple bad ones, but not very many. You know, and usually it was you flip a coin to see what Dennis was going to show up that day. And he's been great. I mean, he's fun to coach now, you know, because he listens, he tries to do what you ask him to do. He's gotten so much better defensively. I mean, just so much better defensively. He's rebounding the ball so much better.
Is it easier that he doesn't have to chase smaller guys? Guys more his size, does that make a difference at all, or not much?
You're going to chase small guys regardless. You know, that's what you have a hard time getting through the bigs, because if they're not playing against a smaller, more agile guy, then those bigs are going to go out and set ball screens, and then, you know, you got the hard head, so you're going to end up guarding guards anyways. So they're going to guard little guys regardless.